When I began with my teacher, I was at a lower level of consciousness. I didn't know why. I didn't understand consciousness. I didn't understand there was different levels of consciousness. So unknowingly, I was in a pitch dark room with no light. I was unable to see my hand in front of my face, let alone see how the world was without my boxes and constructs, all of which that were created over 30 years of complete ignorance. I was under the assumption, like most people, especially with any level of intelligence, that my room was fully lit and I knew what was going on. And with that complete misinterpretation of intelligence versus consciousness, I was incredibly curious and all over the place with my questions. Are there aliens? What kind of powers can you teach me? How do I better know my future and what should I do? Do I need to see a psychic? Are spirit guides real? Can I tap into them? What about the Akashic records? Should I go buy some incense? How about some crystals? Are they important? What about healing? Should I learn how to do that? What about metaphysics, science? How about the religions? Is Christianity better than Buddhism? This is Buddhism, right? No, this is Hinduism, right? What should I eat? Should I go vegetarian? What does enlightenment look like? Can I get there? Is it real? Tell me more about Jesus and Buddha. After weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, especially after one question that I continued to bring up about aliens, he looked at me and said, there may or may not be aliens. If knowing there are, will that help you with your enlightenment? I said, probably not. He said, don't ever ask me that question again. And after that direct response, he sat me down and proceeded to tell me a story that rings true today. A story that's perfect for everything we're seeing on social media, everything we're seeing with these new teachers, everything we're seeing with this incredibly misguided teachings. Called it Capture the Fort. We come across a new land. We want to discover it. We want to check it out. We want to see what's going on there, right? And let's think that land of the spiritual path, of enlightenment. We're coming across new teachings, new teachers, new knowledge, new powers, new tricks, new everything. And we're just so curious to know all that we need to know. We come across the land. Let's say there's a diamond mine. Ooh, shiny new object. Diamonds, money, glamour. I can do something with this. I can create a business. Perfect. Good. We continue to move on. There's cattle somewhere. We got to eat. Deer, elk. We got to provide. Okay? Water, lake, crystal clear water. Perfect. We got drinking water, right? We're going to suck that lake dry. We're going to control it. We're going to handle it. We're going to do everything we need to do to make sure the cattle's ours, the water's ours, the diamond mine's taken care of. Everything's good. We continue to move on. Well, how about a new religion, right? How about a simple change in belief from Christianity to Buddhism? Because this path is Buddhist, right? Isn't it? Oh, no, probably not. No, this path is beyond everything the mind can conceive and think of. But we continue to move on, right? We move on. We find a new teacher. We find something else off into the land. Human powers. Oh, okay. Now, if I can consider myself superhuman or create somehow, some way, learn new powers, that's what's going to get me to enlightenment. That's what's going to get me to awaken. So we come across Joe Dispenza. Human powers. Great. We think he's the end-all, be-all. We get stuck there. We nest there. All we concern ourselves with are powers, powers, powers. We nest. We don't move forward. The spiritual path is strung with bodies all over the place of people getting stuck in these individual spots. For those lucky enough, they move past Dispenza, right? Okay, well, what's my purpose? Okay, I've obviously come here to help others. So, Tony Robbins, life coach. Perfect. That's what's going to be it. No. Got to get past that. We got to continue to move on. Okay, all right, so if that's not the case, we continue to move across the land a couple days later, a couple weeks later, a couple months later. We skip across psychedelics. Psychedelics, altered state of consciousness. It's going to take us somewhere that we just can't fathom with the normal state of consciousness. So psychedelics become a crutch. They become the thing that we need to see an altered state of consciousness. Once again, we don't want an altered state of consciousness. We want a permanent state of consciousness. So psychedelics are fine. If they become the thing that you need to awaken, not going to happen. You can have a drug trip. You can have an altered state of consciousness, but you got to come back to this reality and this relative world and deal with what you're dealing with. So, okay, we move past that. What about What about the ability to heal others? Yes, that's got to be it. That's going to help a ton. No, it's not. What about spirit guides, right? I'd love to have some different dimensional being helping me, telling me what to do, right? So I can lean on them for the future. So I can lean on them to know what's right and wrong, where I should and should not do. Should I take this job? Should I date this person? And the Akashic records, if I can tap into them, great. All great tools, but just that, tools. Do not get stuck there. Do not get stuck in that trap. What about crystals? Crystals have power. You get to the middle of the land. After all of that time, usually months and years, if not decades, of just complete back and forth chaos, charlatans, the wrong teachers, nesting, completely misguided information, we get to the middle of the land, the fort. What happens when you capture the fort? The fort controls the entire landmass. You get the diamonds. You get all of it. You get the powers. You get the whatever you're seeking. You get it all. Capture the fort. Get it all. Get to the fort. One thing he told me was get enlightened and then do whatever you want. Skip everything else. Keep this path simple. So how do we capture the fort? Well, it is more simple than you could ever imagine. It is why most people miss it and go off in a million different directions. They're seeking all of these myriad different things, creating more division in the world. Do you want practices that make you feel better, or the ones that actually help you evolve? This teaching is incredibly simple. This tool is profound. This guidance is direct and unapologetic. And anything beyond this simplicity is just noise. And it's most likely being taught by someone with no clarity. And the overcomplication of everything is due to their lack of understanding and direct experience with the truth. If you want to know what an apple tastes like, you better speak with someone who's tasted the apple, and Clear Your Lake has tasted the apple. Before you start helping and teaching others, you better get your own life in order. You better create your own clarity, or you're in the dark, same room with your clients and students, and it's blind leading the blind. The only thing that matters on this planet is your own clarity, not helping others. Clearing your own consciousness, so if you do choose to help others, you will be at your best for yourself and them. Without it, you are causing the division you are trying to rid the world of. When seeking a teacher, when seeking guidance or a special teaching, ask around, do your homework, speak to their other students. Is this teacher creating truly enlightened beings, or is it just simply making people feel better? This is for sure the hardest part of the spiritual journey, and the largest time suck. Spending time with those who can help, but simply can. If you want true clarity and abiding awakening, Clear Your Lake will put that seeking to an end. So whenever you're ready, contact us.